we're using fungal spores! What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Malnoxx, and today we're going to be taking a look at Tighnari's character teaser that just came out from Genshin Impact. Tighnari is going to be a new 5-star Dendro bow user coming out in the first phase of version 3.0 on August 24th with the Sumeru update, and then later added to the standard banner, which is the first update we've gotten to the standard banner since Genshin Impact released. I love his character design, and from the 3.0 special program, his kit looks super cool. So I'm excited to see more of it and learn more about his backstory as the Forest Watcher and what that entails. So without further ado, let's dive right in.
Dear Master, I trust this letter finds you well. Thank you for your kind offer of an academia post, but I'm afraid I must decline. I have taken up residence in the Avidya Forest, where I work as a forest watcher. Not an illustrious position, but my proximity to the rainforest ecosystem allows me to research it in great detail.
So they talked a little bit about this during the special program, the fact that he was like a brilliant student in the academia, and he chose to leave that life in the academia to become the Forest Watcher. So I really like in the beginning how, you know, it's showing him writing in the book, taking those notes. I like the little vials of the different plants that were sitting on his desk, the blue, the pink, the green, kind of almost give like an alchemical vibe, kind of like what you might see in Albedo's workshop or something. But I like the fact that, you know, he's the Forest Watcher and he's using that Dendro power to, you know, help to heal the forest from this withering.
Something is ailing the forest. I'm sure of it. And just as a doctor won't abandon their patients, I will not abandon the forest. You promised me status and reputation, yet I do not care for these. Though if you are amenable, please consider sending some researchers to help investigate this strange phenomenon in the forest. Sincerely, your student, Tighnari.
Well, first of all, I've been saying his name wrong. I thought it was Tighnari, but apparently it's Tighnari. So, Tighnari, again, really cool that he chose to give up this life and this status at the academia to pursue what he's passionate about, to pursue the passion that he has for the forest and for healing the forest. I really like the line he said about, just as a doctor won't abandon their patients, I will not abandon the forest. And I think really shows how much he cares about the forest and how much he cares about being the Forest Watcher. So I'm excited as we move into Sumeru to see even more of that and to see kind of what it's going to be like in his story quest and how that might revolve around maybe his past at the academia and then how he got to be the Forest Watcher in the present. So that's it for the teaser trailer. Not too much about his actual kit or anything, just a little bit of a sneak peek of his backstory. And then we're going to hopefully see more of his kit and everything as we get to the gameplay trailer that should be coming within the next couple of days. I would expect that maybe by the end of the weekend we'll have the gameplay trailer and we can actually see his kit in action and get a little bit more detail about that. Now, in addition to the teaser, Genshin Impact also tweeted out some more information about Tighnari. The first one is just this very cool picture of him that says a young researcher well-versed in botany who currently serves as a forest watcher in Avidya Forest. He's a straight shooter with a warm heart and a dab hand at guiding even the dullest of pupils. I like the fact that it says he's a straight shooter and he's a bow user. We have the information that he's a Dendro user that uses a bow. His birthday is December 29th, so his birthday's still coming up this year. There's a burst damage dealer who periodically deals high amounts of damage. And again, he does have a 2-level charge attack, kind of like Ganyu. So his Wreath of Arrows creates a cluster bloom arrow that will track nearby opponents automatically, which is really cool. So we saw a little bit of that in the special program where his arrow hit and then it like bursts out and then comes down on him. And then his skill will create a field that taunts opponents and drastically reduces Wreath Arrow's charge time. His elemental burst will fire a large number of Tanglevine shafts that will track nearby opponents, dealing Dendro damage. He seems a lot like Ganyu in the fact that his skill is a taunt and then he has a 2-level charge. So it looks like we're using fungal spores! Finally! So we're going to be using fungal spores And Raiden Shogun talent materials. There's new talent books, as we can see. And then there's 2 other new materials. A new flower, and then a new material that has a question mark over it. And then, of course, new Dendro crystals, which I assume we're going to get from the Terror Shroom, the giant bird dinosaur. Those who travel through the Vitio Forest will sometimes meet a rather special forest watcher. He has long ears, a long tail, and a slightly delicate face. If a less discerning eye were to appraise him, he might even look like some kind of small, rare native animal of the forest. But anyone who has been acquainted with him will know that there is clarity to his words and steadiness in his bearing. I like this. This is our forest watcher Tighnari. Our G, what does that mean? This is our G. This is our G. Leaves and flowers drops to the ground, sometimes perfectly intact, leaving them on the ground be such a pity. He picks them up so those are the biological specimens he was talking about that were sitting on his desk. That was very cool. Mushrooms are his favorite food. Maybe because mushrooms are his favorite food, maybe that's why he uses fungal spores as one of his level ups. We did get a little bit of information about his talents. So the first one is the Mine, which is the taunt. So it summons the illusion to taunt enemies and draw their fire. So here's that little gif of that illusion as he's dashing away, creating the illusion for the taunt, and then using his charged attack to get those tracking arrows. And then he gains an effect which will decrease the next wreath arrow's charge time by 2.4 seconds. So then he's able to, for 3. So this effect will dissipate once the skill's duration ends or after he's fired 3 wreath arrows. So you use your skill and then you get 3 charge attacks, like bam, bam, bam. That's pretty cool. He combines the power of all seeds to fire 6 Tanglevine shafts that can track opponents and deal danger damage. That's a cool burst animation. I really like that, the arrow there, the vines growing out around the arrow before he shoots it off. It's very cool. Well, now that we've seen Tighnari, I'm going to throw it over to you. Leave a comment down below. Are you going to be pulling for him during Phase 1 of 3.0? Or are you going to wait until he goes on the Standard banner and maybe lose your 50-50 to him or get him off of Standard? If you guys are new here, make sure you subscribe and like that video if you liked it. It really does help out. Ring the bell if you want to be notified when we upload new videos, and stop by over sometime on Twitch. Links down in the description below. I'm an official Genshin content creator, so we always have a good time over there. Next time, you stay legendary, and remember the sun will rise, and we will try again. Peace out.